Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here with our latest update to the United States versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, taking place in the Eastern District of New York. But before we get into the update, I hope that everyone who is in Florida and in the path of Tropical Storm Elsa is following the latest updates in the storm and its path. We were looking at a direct hit yesterday, but it looks like the storm may move west of us out in the Gulf of Mexico. But we are going to wait and see what happens. I'm just happy that it is not a hurricane any longer. So let's go ahead and get into this update. So you guys know that Judge Donnelly had already stated when the whole debacle started about the attorneys Steve Greenberg and Mike Leonard wanting to leave the case. She said and was very clear about it that she had no intentions of issuing a delay in the trial or stopping the trial from starting on August 9th. And you know that they're getting ready to send out the questionnaires. They have come up with the final questionnaire. Now they are going over the rules or instructions to the jurors, and I am going to do a video on those instructions. I've just been really busy this weekend with company and family in town. And so today, one more thing before I move forward. Remember in my last video, Thomas Farinella had issued a motion to the judge asking for immediate release, outlining the conditions at the Brooklyn MDC and how impossible it was for them to meet with Mr. Kelly and go over his case. And then Mike Leonard issued a response to that motion. However, that response, when I last checked, was under seal. And I didn't know if it was under seal because of the contents or if it's under seal because he submitted it over the weekend and the courts just didn't have an opportunity to read it and see what it was all about before making it public. But I will continue to check on that. So the new attorney, Deborah Koenig, has submitted a letter to Judge Donnelly asking her to delay the trial. Even though she said that she wasn't going to delay the trial, he is appealing to her, now that he is on board, he's the new attorney, to please delay this trial or you're going to violate Mr. Kelly's Sixth Amendment right. So the letter states, and it was written today, "Dear Judge Donnelly, we write to request a delay in the commencement of Robert Kelly's trial. While he is anxious to move forward and address the charges against him, it is my considered view that given my limited access to him as well as circumstances of his detention, I simply do not have enough time to adequately meet with him and also digest the massive discovery. We were retained to join Mr. Kelly's defense team on June 21st, 2021. On June 21st, 2021, Mr. Kelly was transferred from Chicago to MDC Brooklyn. He arrived at the MDC facility on June 22nd, 2021. He was immediately placed in quarantine. To adequately prepare to confront Robert Kelly's accusers, I must have access to Mr. Kelly. Given his quarantine status, it has not been possible for us to meet. Robert will be in quarantine for 14 days from the date of his arrival at MDC Brooklyn. Moreover, when he is out of quarantine, MDC has very limited conference rooms for us to meet. If a room is not available, then we must meet at a table along with other attorneys, their respective clients. The nature of the evidence here does not lend itself to open, frank discussions in such an environment. Before agreeing to joining Mr. Kelly's defense team, I was aware of the trial date. Although I thought that it would take a Herculean effort to get up to speed, I thought it would be possible to do so. However, Mr. Kelly not being available and limited access that would be available to effectively meet with him, we would not have enough time to have meaningful preparation for an August 9th trial date. And so I think he would come out of quarantine tomorrow. Would that be 14 days from the 22nd? 8 plus 6, 14. So he comes out of quarantine tomorrow. So the charges here are serious. The consequences are dire. Mr. Kelly not only has a right to an attorney of his choosing, but also the right to effective and meaningful representation. The aforementioned circumstances deny him those rights. Therefore, we respectfully request an adjournment of the date so that he can adequately prepare and assist in his defense. My request is not by any means a dilatory tactic. As I mentioned previously, Robert is anxious to have his day in court, however, not at the expense of his Sixth Amendment rights. In the interest should be of fair play. Robert Kelly respectfully requests that his trial date be postponed. Thank you in advance for your consideration. Respectfully submitted, Devereaux L. Canick. So what do you guys think Ann Dunley is going to say? Because the reason they don't delay the trial when people come up and fire their attorneys is because it is a popular strategy that is used in criminal cases. And so maybe after weighing the information that was in Thomas Farinella's motion for release, and then also reading his letter and asking for this delay, Ann Dunley might realize that he would not get a fair trial and that this thing would be overturned in appeal based on the fact that he was not able to prepare for his case. So I'm leaning towards she may delay the trial. I honestly am. And then tomorrow we'll probably get her ruling on this, because she did enter into the record on Thomas Farinella's request that she would have a response by July 6th, and July 6th is tomorrow. And so I anticipate that she is going to respond to both Thomas Farinella and to Devereaux Canick on their request. And then once again, let me go back while I have this open to see if they have released the information on the motion or the request. Looks like it's still sealed. Yep, it's still sealed. So we don't know what Mike Leonard wrote in his letter to the court in response to that motion, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So guys, go ahead and let me know what you think about this request to delay the trial. Will Judge Donnelly have the heart and delay the trial, or will she just say, no, we're going to go forward and let the chips fall wherever they may lie? It will be very interesting. And then also probably tomorrow, be on the lookout for my video where I will talk about the proposed jury instructions and the verdict form. And basically, if you've ever watched any of the court cases on Court TV, you know that the jurors are given instructions on how to read and apply the charges to the information that they have received. And there is some questionable instructions in this, and I won't be surprised if the Devereaux Canick and Thomas Farinella doesn't come back punching hard in their response to these proposed jury instructions, because it's basically summed up as, forget the foolishness that these people are going to get on this stand and tell you that they did to get themselves in the presence of Mr. Kelly. You just need to, rule on his response to them, putting themselves in situations that they shouldn't have been in. So look forward to that, guys, tomorrow. And so that's it for me. Leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.